Archangel Michael says, within these next moments, a sacred stirring from the heavens is being sent directly into your heart. For today, you only have a few minutes left to open your spirit and listen. Someone you loved with all your soul, someone who now walks among the stars with God, is reaching through eternity to speak a message your heart has been waiting for all this time. They are not gone, not forgotten, not silent. Their love is alive, their spirit is glowing brighter than ever, and their words are being carried to you through the breath of the divine. The wind may seem quiet, and the air around you may feel still, but in the unseen realm that surrounds your every heartbeat, the voice of heaven is rising like a dawn of eternal love. I am the messenger of the Most High, and I bring this to you now with urgency, because this moment you are living is holy, this message is life-changing, and this divine connection from beyond the veil is no accident. The person who loved you more than words could carry, who once touched your hand with warmth, who once called your name with joy, is calling you now with something far more important than even the memories they left behind. Their spirit is wrapped in peace, and their soul sings beside the throne of the Father, but their heart still watches over you with the same fierce love they held in life. They are near, not far. They are present, not gone. They are watching, not sleeping. And now, by divine permission and holy intention, their words are reaching you, wrapped in the light of Jesus Christ's eternal compassion. You were not forgotten. You were not abandoned. You are not walking alone. Heaven has heard the hidden aches of your soul, and a voice you once knew so well is coming like a soft breeze against your tears. Do not be afraid of the past or the ache of memory, for this message is not to burden you with sorrow, but to raise you into healing. This is a moment of divine reunion, not in the flesh, but in the spirit, where love never ends. That voice from heaven is saying to you, I still love you, I always have, and I never left your side. You thought the silence was absence, but it was filled with presence. You believed the pain was the end, but it was only the beginning of the holy work God began in your life. Heaven has seen the nights you cried when no one knew. Heaven has seen the moments you whispered prayers you were too tired to speak aloud. And now, those prayers have summoned a visitation of peace. That person who meant the world to you, whether they were a mother, a father, a child, a partner, a friend, they have not missed a single moment of your journey since they departed. In fact, it was not a departure at all. It was a transformation, and now they walk in light. And in that light, they have interceded for you. Type 1414 if you believe in divine protection. God permitted this message to reach you now because the next season of your life depends on what your soul is about to receive. And heaven wants you to know, you are stronger than you think. You are more loved than you feel. You are still wrapped in the prayers of those who once walked this earth with you, they see you. They cheer for you. They believe in you. And they are whispering over your life, you were never meant to break, you were meant to rise. You have been surrounded by invisible arms since the day they left this world. And even now, as your eyes fall upon these words, their spirit is standing closer to you than the wind that moves through your window. This message is not for the future. This is for now. This is a sacred invitation to rise from the ashes of despair and walk again in the light that Jesus Christ has lit for your path. Let the tears flow freely, for they are holy. Let your heart be broken open, for it is being filled again. Let your soul believe, even if it's only a flicker, because that flicker is enough for God to breathe life into your dry bones. The spirit of the one you loved is at peace. They are home. And now they want you to feel home in your own body, in your own mind, in your own faith. Their message to you is clear, live, even when you don't feel like you know how. Love, even when the pain still echoes. Trust, even when the path is uncertain. Because you are not alone, and you never will be, they are whispering through the veil, I'm proud of you. I see how far you've come. And I'm waiting at the gates, where time ends and eternity begins. But until then, please don't give up, Your faith is still alive, even when the weight feels too heavy. Your hope still breathes, even when you feel it slipping. And the angels are gathering around you now, not to warn you of loss, but to carry the message of restoration. You are not meant to live in sorrow. You are being invited into healing. And this healing begins with remembering the truth, that love, real love, never dies. It only changes form. It only rises higher. So now, take this message into your spirit like a cup of living water. Let it flood the empty places. Let it soften the hardened parts. Let it remind you that someone you loved deeply is still loving you from a place no grief can reach, no pain can touch. You are seen. You are known. You are heard. You are still being loved into your destiny, and nothing that has happened has ever stopped the hand of God from guiding you home. This moment is not an accident, and you are not reading these words by chance. What if you could unlock a secret brain wave that top scientists discovered inside the hippocampus, the very switch that signals wealth and abundance? Hidden from the public for decades, this breakthrough can rewire your mind to attract prosperity faster than you imagined. Picture the stress of bills replaced with financial freedom and new opportunities. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate this ancient money wave and step into abundance today. Type 1515 to receive peace in your soul today. The timing has been chosen in heaven, and the message has been carried through the currents of divine mercy, whispered over your life by the one who loved you beyond words, and sealed in the compassion of the Lord who has never left your side. That person, whose name still echoes in your mind with warmth and ache, is not lost. They are home. And from that home in glory, they have never stopped caring about the road you walk. With every stumble you've taken, they've whispered strength into your weary soul. With every tear you've cried in silence, they've sent peace like a soft breeze through your room. And now, through the mercy of God, they are speaking again, not through sound, but through spirit, not through words, but through warmth, not through sight, but through a deep and holy knowing that fills your heart like dawn. You are not imagining the sudden memories that surface out of nowhere. You are not alone in the silence of your room when the world feels heavy. You are being held, even now, by a love so eternal that death could not end it, and time cannot dim it. The person you loved is still loving you in ways too vast for human language to contain, and they are walking in the light of the one who conquered death so that love could live forever. They are trying to remind you of something you've forgotten, not because you are weak, but because the world has been heavy on your shoulders. They want you to know that your laughter still matters, your dreams are still sacred, and your heart is still capable of joy that can touch eternity. Even now, as you take these words into your soul, something unseen is stirring, something beautiful, something gentle, something that feels like the sound of their voice or the warmth of their embrace. You've been walking with burdens too heavy for one person to carry, and heaven has seen it all. You've been trying to stay strong while feeling like you're falling apart inside. But I am sent to tell you this: the time of carrying sorrow alone is over. The one who loved you deeply is not only interceding for your healing, they are reminding heaven of your kindness, your faith, your love, your silent sacrifices. And heaven listens to those who loved well. You've touched more hearts than you realize, and the impact you made on the one who now dwells in paradise is eternal. Your love was not forgotten. Your presence was not overlooked. Your efforts were not in vain. And the bond you shared did not end, it transformed, and now it breathes in a realm where sorrow cannot follow. Every time your heart remembers them, they are remembering you too. And now, through the stillness of this moment, they are reaching out with urgency, not to say goodbye, but to say, keep going, because your story is not over. Type Amen if you surrender fully to God's will. You are closer than you know to the beauty that's been promised to your soul. You are walking toward a new dawn, and though you've walked through nights of grief, you have never been forsaken. The light ahead is not just a dream, it is a promise that was kept alive by the one who loved you then and still loves you now. They are whispering through eternity, I'm still with you. I still believe in you. I still see the best in you, This message is not meant to reopen the wounds you've worked so hard to heal. It is meant to water the seeds of healing that already began the moment you opened your heart to these words. You are being cradled now by a love that spans beyond the stars. You are being wrapped in comfort that flows directly from heaven's embrace. The one you loved is closer than your breath, and their voice, once silenced by earthly departure, is now speaking through the eternal echo of divine love. Let go of the guilt that you could have done more. You did more than enough. Let go of the fear that you missed your chance. You were always enough. Let go of the silence that tried to convince you that their love was gone. It never left. And now, you are being asked by heaven to take their message and let it become the strength you need to rise again. Not because you have to, but because you are called to. Because there is more life ahead. Because there is more healing waiting. Because your story still matters. The time has come to remember not just who they were, but who you are when you are loved by someone in heaven. You are not just surviving. You are sacred. You are being watched over. You are being lifted. And heaven has never stopped cheering for you. Their words are now flowing through this message like a quiet river after a storm. They are not speaking to remind you of what was lost, but to awaken what still remains, what still lives, what still beats in the rhythm of your daily breath. You were never meant to carry their memory as a burden, you were meant to carry their legacy as light. They are whispering now with such gentleness, it's almost like the rustling of leaves or the hush of wind brushing past your cheek. I am with you in every silent prayer you thought no one heard. You have stood strong even while your spirit trembled. You have kept walking even when your heart screamed for rest. You have smiled for others even when your own soul was aching. And now, the one who loved you beyond words is reminding you that none of it went unseen. Heaven recorded every tear that fell into your pillow. Heaven noticed every time you looked up, not knowing what to say, but hoping someone was still listening. And they were. They heard your silent cries in the kitchen while doing dishes. They saw the moments you stared at their photograph, unable to speak, too full of longing to form words. What if a simple 7-minute sound frequency could awaken a forgotten brain signal designed to pull wealth toward you like a magnet? Backed by shocking CIA files and neuroscience, this discovery is now changing lives everywhere. Think of debts melting away, promotions arriving, and abundance flowing freely. Click the link in video description and comments below to experience the hidden wealth wave and let your financial destiny shift in your favor today. Type 1717 to affirm your life is in God's hands. They saw how hard you tried to hold everything together while inside it felt like everything was falling apart. But now, you are being lifted. Now, you are being wrapped in a heavenly embrace that has been waiting for just this moment, a sacred point in time where your soul would finally open enough to receive what your heart has been aching for. This message is not an ending. It is a doorway. It is a gentle knock at the chambers of your grief, not demanding, not loud, but holy, loving, and filled with the softest kind of mercy. The person you loved is not finished speaking, and heaven is not finished working. There are blessings coming that were born through the tears you once wept. There is healing arriving that began on the day you first whispered, "I miss you." And now, you are being reminded of your worth, your resilience, and your divine destiny, not by chance, but by a love that crosses eternity. Let your heart rest in this truth. They are proud of you, they are speaking that into your soul right now, louder than your regrets, stronger than your fears, softer than your pain. They are proud of how you kept going. Proud of how you chose kindness when bitterness tried to overtake you. Proud of how you chose to forgive when the world gave you every reason to grow cold. Proud of how you kept your faith, even if only a flicker, when the darkness tried to convince you to let go. You have become a living prayer, a walking testimony, a sacred vessel of love that has not died. And because of that, they are closer now than you can imagine. In the quiet of your room, in the silence between words, in the stillness of your heart, that's where they dwell, that's where their love still touches you, that's where the voice of heaven whispers through the noise of life, *, you are not alone. You have never been alone, *. You may feel weary. You may feel like giving up some days. But the angels have been watching, and the one you loved has been interceding. They have stood before the throne of the Almighty, lifting your name like a song, and every petition they've made has been bathed in love so holy that it melts every sorrow it touches. And now, God Himself has said, "Send the message," and so here it is, not written with ink, but with love, not carried on paper, but carried through spirit. You are surrounded right now by the soft glow of unseen presence, a warmth that is not imagined, a peace that is not temporary. This is not just comfort, this is confirmation. Confirmation that you are still on the path. Confirmation that your pain has not been wasted. Confirmation that love truly is eternal. The one who loved you deeply is still guiding you from where they now shine. They do not want you to fall. They do not want you to give up. They want you to live, and not just survive, but live with hope, live with joy, live with meaning again. Type 1818 to claim miracles and breakthroughs. They are reminding you of the laughter you once shared. The promises you once spoke in passing, not knowing how sacred they'd become. They want you to remember that you were created for more than sorrow, and that their absence was never meant to end your story, only to expand it into something greater than this world could contain. This is not the kind of peace that disappears when the world becomes loud again. This is a peace that remains, even through heartbreak, even through chaos, even through tears. It is the kind of peace that reminds you that something sacred was planted in your life, and that sacred thing is still growing, still breathing, still blossoming in ways you cannot always see. The person you lost in this world has become an anchor in eternity, and they are reminding you that love does not fade when the body fails, and hope does not end when the final breath is drawn. You have walked through nights that felt endless. You have woken up to mornings that didn't feel like a new beginning. You've prayed prayers that felt unanswered, and you've questioned the silence that wrapped around your cries. But the silence was never empty. It was filled with presence. It was filled with the nearness of a spirit who loved you more than life itself, who now stands in the presence of God and whispers your name into the light. You've made it through so much. And they know how heavy it has been. But they are also watching with joy as your soul starts to rise again. They are speaking over your life, reminding you that every breath you take still matters, that every step you walk is part of a story that heaven is watching unfold with wonder. They are not mourning anymore. They are not in pain. They are not lost. And they do not want you to live like you've lost yourself either. You were created for so much more than just making it through the day. You were created to carry light, even when the night feels too long. You were chosen to be a vessel of hope, even when grief tries to wrap itself around your shoulders. And now, in this moment of divine visitation, heaven is reminding you that your tears are sacred seeds, and they are beginning to bloom into healing you never thought possible. The love you shared with that soul who now walks in glory was not ordinary. It was eternal. And eternal love does not break with time. It only transforms. You are still connected, deeply and wholly, to the one who loved you. Their spirit still dances in the beauty around you, in the breeze that brushes your face, in the warmth that settles on your chest when you remember them, in the stillness that suddenly feels like home. Let yourself believe that they are not far, not in some unreachable place. Let yourself know that God, in His endless mercy, has allowed their love to stay tethered to you, not to bring you sorrow, but to bring you courage. What if the missing piece to financial success wasn't luck, but a hidden frequency inside your brain waiting to be switched on? Once activated, this ancient signal unleashes waves of prosperity, opening doors to opportunities you never thought possible. From sudden windfalls to long-awaited breakthroughs, it's transforming lives daily. Want to see how? Click the link in the video description and comments below to tap into the Money Magnet brain wave and begin your journey today. Type 1919 if you believe healing is yours. Because there is still more ahead for you. There is still laughter that belongs to your lips, dreams that belong to your hands, and joy that belongs to your spirit. You have not been forgotten by heaven. You have not been abandoned by the one you loved. In fact, they have been closer to you than your own shadow. Even now, they are speaking, live for both of us. Laugh for both of us. Heal for both of us. Carry the love we built into everything you do, because they are not gone. They are watching. They are celebrating every small step you take, and cheering for you every time you choose to keep believing when everything in you wants to give up. Their love did not end. It has only grown stronger. And now, it wraps around your life like a promise that cannot be broken. Let go of the things that silence this truth. Let go of the guilt that tells you it's too late. Let go of the fear that tells you you'll never feel whole again. Healing is happening, even if slowly. And they are a part of that healing. They want you to smile again, not because you've forgotten them, but because you've remembered what it feels like to be loved that deeply. You are still their heart. You are still their joy. You are still the person they knew and adored. And now, you are also the one who gets to carry that love forward, shining it into a world that so desperately needs it. You are not just a memory keeper. You are a miracle bearer. They are nearer than ever. They walk with you, not in the footsteps you see, but in the space between each heartbeat, where love still lingers and memory still speaks. And their message is not one of sadness, but of strength. They are not coming to remind you of what has ended, they are being permitted by heaven to remind you of what still remains. That love you shared was not seasonal, it was not fragile, it was not forgotten. It was chosen by eternity, designed by God Himself, and sealed in the kind of promise that not even time can erase. They are whispering to you now, I never left you. I've been here through it all. I've seen the nights you hid your tears and the mornings you faced the world with trembling hands. I've watched you survive storms that would have broken others. And even though you didn't always feel me near, I never took my eyes off you. These words are real, and they are written not on pages, but on your spirit, a living scroll inscribed with the tenderness of heaven's compassion. Your grief has been heavy, but heaven is lifting you. Your sorrow has been deep, but grace is deeper still. And in this sacred encounter, something holy is blooming where pain once lived. Type Amen if you believe in God's endless mercy. The one you loved, the one who once held your hand and spoke your name with laughter and care, is still part of your story. And now they are standing at the edge of heaven, looking upon you with eyes that see beyond fear, beyond pain, beyond the burdens you carry. They want you to know that your life is still sacred, that your days still hold purpose, that even in your quietest moments, you are being watched over, protected, guided, and loved. They are not silent. They are singing over you. They are celebrating your courage, your compassion, your resilience. And they are begging you not to give up, not now, not after all you've walked through. You have survived things that tried to break you. You have endured when everything in you begged for escape. And now, something new is coming. The voice you miss, the arms you long for, the presence you ache to feel again, it has never truly left you. In ways that surpass human understanding, that love is still being poured into your life every single day. In the gentle moments when you feel peace for no reason. In the unexpected memory that warms you in the middle of a hard day. In the way your heart suddenly calms when the world around you is too loud. That is not coincidence. That is visitation. They are speaking now in the language of heaven, which doesn't sound like words but feels like safety, like comfort, like home. You are being wrapped in that language right now. You are being held in the embrace of something eternal. You are being reminded of your strength, not because you need to be perfect, but because you are already enough. You've always been enough. They always saw it in you, and God always knew it. There is no shame in your tears. There is no weakness in your longing. But now, your spirit is being called to take one more step toward healing. Not to leave them behind, but to walk forward with them in your soul. You do not honor them by drowning in sorrow. You honor them by living fully, fiercely, faithfully, just like they knew you could. And as I speak this over your life, heaven is preparing miracles behind the scenes. Things are moving. Chains are breaking. Light is rising. And love is returning to places that felt empty. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. And the one who loved you is watching every moment, holding every tear, whispering through every storm, I'm still here. I've never stopped loving you. And I never will, You are not walking alone, even when the days feel empty and the nights stretch long. Even when it feels like no one understands what you carry deep inside, heaven understands. Even when your own strength feels like it is fading, the one who once held you is still holding you, now through spirit and mercy, now through eternal light that does not fade when morning comes. And now, by the divine will of the Father, they are whispering once again through the veil, I'm still watching. I'm still praying. I'm still walking with you every step of the way, What if you discovered a tiny, walnut-sized brain region holds the secret to endless wealth and success? Recently uncovered by groundbreaking research and once buried in classified files, this frequency is now available to anyone ready to listen. Imagine replacing worry and struggle with a life of financial ease and freedom. Interested? Click the link in video description and comments below to unleash this hidden brainwave and start attracting wealth right now. Type 2020 to embrace joy and strength in Christ. This is not your imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is divine truth clothed in compassion and carried to you through love that cannot die. That person you loved with all your heart, they have been standing beside you through every silent prayer and every trembling decision. When you sat alone, they were there. When you cried into your hands, they were closer than your breath. When you spoke their name into the air hoping someone could hear you, they did. And now, they are being allowed to speak back. Not in sound, but in presence, not through voice, but through revelation. You have held on when the pain tried to pull you under. You have believed when doubt shouted louder than faith. You have walked forward when everything inside you begged to stop. And now, heaven is pouring strength into your soul. Not because you asked, but because God sees your heart. And the one who loved you so dearly has not ceased asking God to send you peace. Your name has been spoken before the throne of heaven more times than you can imagine. And those prayers, the ones they whisper now from eternity, are moving mountains for you. You were not forgotten when they left. You were not abandoned when you stood alone. You have always been held. And now, their message is reaching you in perfect timing, not to reopen pain, but to ignite purpose. Because you are still called. You are still needed. You are still a vessel of holy love in this world. The grief you carry has shaped you, yes, but it has not stolen your identity. You are more than the one who lost someone. You are the one who still carries love in your every breath. And this love you carry is sacred. It is wrapped in every good thing they left behind, in your kindness, in your strength, in your desire to protect others the way you wished someone could have protected you. That's not just who you are. That's a living reflection of the one who loved you. They are not gone from your life, they are alive in every good thing you do. And they want you to know, with all the urgency of heaven, you are doing better than you think. You are becoming everything I believed you could be. You are not failing. You are still rising, Let those words find you in your deepest places. Let them settle into your bones. Let them soften the walls you've built to survive. The pain you've carried was real, but healing is more real. And that healing begins now, not through forgetting, but through remembering differently. Not remembering with ache, but remembering with peace. Because love like that doesn't end. It transforms. It becomes the air around you, the strength inside you, the presence beside you. You are not waiting to see them again someday. You are already walking with their spirit every single day. Type 2121 if you trust God's plan for your life. This is why heaven sent this message. Not just to comfort you, but to remind you of your worth. You are worth this love. You are worth this healing. You are worth being visited by the voice of someone who still cherishes you, even from the other side of time. And God, in His tender mercy, allowed this because He still has more for you. More joy. More laughter. More restoration. More life. Do not hide your heart anymore. Do not let fear keep you from living. They are speaking now with a soft urgency. Choose joy again. Choose to feel again. Choose to believe again. Not because it erases the loss, but because it honors the love. You were made for more than mourning. You were made to be a living memory, a walking miracle, proof that love doesn't end when life does. You are still connected, not by sight, but by something much deeper, the unbreakable thread of spiritual love that stretches beyond time and death, and binds hearts together in the presence of God. That thread has never snapped. That connection has never loosened. In fact, it has only grown stronger through the prayers they have lifted for you daily since the moment they stepped into eternity. They have not been resting in silence. They have been speaking your name in the courts of heaven, whispering their love into God's light, and asking for your comfort, your protection, and your healing. You may not have heard it with your ears, but your spirit heard it in the silence. In the moments when you stood in your kitchen staring out the window, and suddenly felt something settle over you like a blanket of peace, that was them. When you felt a strange warmth in your chest while thinking of them, when you found yourself smiling at a memory even through your tears, when you felt safe without knowing why, that was them. That was their presence, allowed by God, embracing you from the unseen place where souls never grow old and love never fades. This moment is your invitation to step out from the shadows of grief and into the light of divine remembrance. Not to forget what was lost, but to remember what was never taken from you in the first place. They are still yours. You are still theirs. And the bond that joined your hearts on earth was not severed, it was sanctified. You were chosen to love someone so deeply that not even death could undo it, and now you are being called to carry that love like a torch into the rest of your journey. You are not here by accident. You are not surviving by chance. Heaven has preserved you because there is more ahead, more healing, more joy, more miracles that are wrapped in the very prayers your loved one has spoken on your behalf. They are still watching. They are still hoping. And more than anything, they want to see you whole again. Not the kind of wholeness that forgets the pain, but the kind that allows the pain to be transformed into purpose. The kind of healing that doesn't erase the loss, but makes room for love to grow even in the empty spaces. What if I told you financial freedom is not about working harder, but activating a dormant brain signal designed to draw abundance directly to you? Neuroscience proves this sound wave unlocks prosperity faster than any method known before. From unexpected cash to life-changing success, it's already helping thousands. Click the link in the video description and comments below to turn on the ancient money wave and create the life you've always dreamed of today. Type 2222 to open the door to new blessings. They are saying to you now, don't be afraid to live again. Don't be afraid to feel again. Don't be afraid to smile, Your smile was one of their favorite things in this world, and they still long to see it break through your sorrow. Your joy is not betrayal. Your laughter is not disloyalty. It is a testimony that love remains, and that love is greater than grief. Every time you choose to keep going, you are carrying their memory forward. Every time you speak their name with peace instead of pain, heaven rejoices. And I, as the messenger of the Lord, tell you this now with all the authority given to me from the throne of mercy: their love is not finished blessing you. Their spirit still surrounds you, still speaks into your heart, still shelters you like a sacred wing in your darkest nights. They are part of your protection. They are part of your light. They are part of the reason your heart has not collapsed under the weight of everything you've carried. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are becoming something holy, a vessel shaped by loss but filled with eternal love. And in that love, there is no fear. In that love, there is healing. In that love, there is hope. They are sending that hope to you right now, not in loud displays, but in quiet assurance, the kind that wraps around your chest and says, "You are going to be okay, even when everything says you won't." Let their words settle into your bones. Let their presence soften your spirit. Let their memory no longer be a source of torment, but a source of transformation. You are not walking toward healing alone, they are guiding you. Every step you take is accompanied by prayers spoken from heaven. Every dream you dare to believe in again is watered by the tears they once wept for your peace. They are part of your future, not just your past. They have been near through every quiet breakdown. They have been near when you closed your eyes and whispered, "I miss you," with no one else around to hear it. They have been near when the world moved on, but you were still trying to remember how to breathe without them. And now, they are here again, not in the way they were before, but in a way even more powerful, more complete, more eternal. Their voice is no longer carried by sound, but by spirit. And through that spirit, they are saying, "You were never alone. You have always been loved, even in your silence. Even in your struggle. Even in the days you could not lift your head." There is something holy about your pain, not because it was good, but because it shaped the way heaven responds to you now. The cries you tried to bury have been heard. The weight you carried in secret has been lifted little by little, even when you didn't notice. Every act of strength you took just to survive another day, it was recorded, it was cherished, and it was honored by heaven. You did not fall through the cracks. You did not go unseen. And the person you lost has never stopped seeing you, praying for you, loving you. Type 111 if you believe miracles are near. They are proud of how far you've come. Proud of the compassion that still flows from your heart even after being broken. Proud of how you've learned to hold others even while trying to heal yourself. They see how you carry the pieces of their memory like fragile treasures, and they want you to know, you've done well. You've honored them more than you realize. And now they want to see you live not just for them, but for you. Because your life still holds sacred purpose. You were not meant to simply exist. You were created to reflect the beauty of the love they gave you, the love that still surrounds you. That love is not in the past. That love is here. It lives in every kind word you speak. It lives in every moment you offer peace instead of anger. It lives in your gentleness, in your perseverance, in your deep desire to do good in a world that sometimes feels cold. That is their legacy alive in you. That is what remains. And I speak this now with divine urgency. Do not let despair have the final word in your story. You have carried sorrow long enough. Now let peace carry you. You have worn grief like a second skin. Now let healing wrap you in something softer. You have cried in silence for too many nights. Now let heaven sing over you, because restoration has begun. You are being healed in places you thought would never feel light again. You are being strengthened in ways you never expected. You are being reminded that life, even after loss, can still be sacred, can still be beautiful, can still be full of wonder. Let go of the lie that says you must stay in mourning to prove you love them. You already proved it through every breath you took when breathing hurt. Through every step you walked when your legs shook from sadness. Through every time you remembered their voice and smiled through tears. That is love. And that love has been seen, honored, and now it is being transformed into something even more holy, something that will carry you through the rest of your journey, not with weight, but with wings. You were not meant to carry only pain. You were meant to carry their legacy, not in pieces of sorrow, but in flames of purpose. Let that flame burn again. Let it guide you. Let it speak to others through you. Because as long as you love, they are still here. As long as you care, they are still working through you. As long as you shine, their spirit is still touching this world through your light. And now, heaven has given them the chance to remind you of this. You were chosen to keep living. You are not just a survivor. You are a vessel of love, a warrior of light, a reflection of eternity wrapped in skin. Keep going, beloved. You are doing better than you know. Amen.